This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast.
Good evening. It is Wednesday, the 12th of November. This is the Unprofessional Professional Sports Show. I am BA here with James and Bo. How you fellas doing this evening? Or afternoon again, by your case, Bo.
So I don't know if we're unprofessional or professional with no intro. I was like, what happened?
There you go. We got to have a mixed bag because, it's been a mixed bag the last 3 or 4 weeks. So, it's we throw a trick in there once in a while, but it happens. We don't have all the usual subjects on here. The one subject. Well, Bo can sometimes lead us off the rails too. Now let's not get that twisted. Tip is the other guy. Keith is out there for balance. Keith, I hope you're having a great time out there with your wife on your cruise.
Absolutely.
We miss you, bro. We'll see you when you get back. Enjoy yourself. Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk some sports, which is some shows are like that. I'm not saying who, but anyway.
Throwing shots at my Monday show. To be fair, I was also throwing shots at my Monday show for being the least sports-related sports show ever. It was
cows
terrible.
And video games. Yeah.
Don't forget the cows. The cows.
Yeah, cows and video games, yeah.
Cows and weather, and it was a weird show.
So going to sports. I don't know if you guys heard, but Michigan State got put on probation for 3 years for recruiting violations under Coach Mel Tucker. Besides the probation, MSU was also penalized $30K plus dropping a bucket.
Yep.
1 point plus 1.5% of the team's budget. Again, another drop in a bucket, especially for a school like that. So I want to say the NCAA is starting to come down on folks, but then it's kind of like a weird way that they do that kind of stuff. It's like you want to take them seriously, but then you don't want to take them seriously because they're not too much. You know what I'm saying?
If you're waiting for the NCAA to be a governing body the way that you would think they should be, pack a lunch because that's not going to be the thing. And then you have the college football playoff that doesn't care about the NCAA. So even in the middle of Michigan cheating, they're like, yeah, that sounds like a NCAA problem. They're in the playoff. So college needs to figure some stuff out.
Yeah.
So this is Michigan State football?
Yeah, Michigan State football. Yeah. Yes.
Well, make it worth your while. If you're going to get penalized for things that you shouldn't be doing, you need to be winning.
Exactly. You can't cheat and also suck. That.
Right. Somebody needs to get fired for real.
Wasn't their theme Tuck's coming, or he was? Pause. Started something right there, Brent. That's little brother from Michigan. It's funny, the big brother can cheat and get away with it, and then the little brother doesn't cheat or cheats and doesn't get away with it. Well, you know what? It's kind of like the NCAA picks and choose who they want to. Oh, if your school sucks, maybe that was it. Maybe that was the last straw for the NCAA in deciding in that factor. It's like, you cheat and you still suck? Oh, yeah, you're getting penalized for that.
They penalized Michigan. They just didn't take a trophy away. If Michigan was good and they won, they wouldn't take the trophy away. they'd still sanction you and do whatever, but they wouldn't take the trophy away. So, I mean, if you're going to cheat, you got to at least win.
There you go. So all the schools out there, if you're going to cheat, win. So that way you won't get sanctioned.
What's your motto, Beastrilla?
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's right. New England has done it for so many years. I mean, I can't tell you how many teams have done it over so many years. Houston, the Astros, there you go.
Hey, the rules are black and white, but there is some gray area that you can play around in.
Oh,
yeah.
Until it becomes black and white, right? Like usually you end up doing some of those things and then they're like, oh yeah, so that is a rule now.
50 Shades of Gray area.
Yeah, that's right.
Or you can be like the Lions, just come up and start making rules as you go along. That helps too,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, we have this rule that was formed in 1885 for the youth football in general, not even the NFL, and this is what's going to happen. It's like, dude, come on. It's like Detroit's always like the guinea pig for NFL rules for some reason. But anyway, the Cleveland Guardian teammates, Luis Ortiz and Emmanuel Chase, they pleaded not guilty to charges that they took bribes. Speaking of cheating.
See, I don't know if you'd go that route, right? Like, because, I mean, that just means you were cheating on your own.
Well, that's true.
Unless they were cheating for
their team. I mean, at least they were.
What
were they doing? They were calling pitches. Weren't they calling pitches like every third pitch was like a slider or something like that?
Yeah,
I think you mentioned that. As a matter of fact,
it had to be a slider in the left batter's box, right? And it was every third pitch, like clockwork. And then, you have bets of $5,000, and then it just hits every time. And you don't think people are going to notice that? Like, come on, what are we doing? So, like, how dumb are these guys? I mean, at least get creative with it, right? You're the one pitching. You could have made it anything. You didn't have to make it the same thing every time.
I mean, in the way that some of these athletes are, you kind of understand why people think that there's such thing as dumb jocks. There you go.
Oh, there definitely is.
Idiots like that. Yeah. Speaking of idiots, Antonio Brown gets $25,000 bail and a GPS monitor on his attempted murder charges in Florida.
See, that doesn't make any sense to me. Attempted murder.
Mm-hmm.
$25,000. Like, I know people when I was younger that got in trouble for having weed on them, that their bail was like $150,000. $25,000 because of attempt. Like, I feel like, that's one of those one things, not like the other. Like, I don't know. I feel like weed probably isn't as bad as attempted murder.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I don't know. One seems like they're trying to relax, and
yeah, it's a good thing. Why are you going to give 150 for doing something good, and then you give this guy $25,000 for bail after he allegedly, let's put that in there, attempts a murder. So I don't know.
I don't know. I got nothing. It doesn't make any sense to me, especially with a guy like AB who isn't mentally stable. Mm-hmm. I would have wanted to keep him maybe somewhere that he could maybe not go finish the deal.
Well, Brent, he's got a GPS tracker on his ankle. He's got an ankle monitor, so they'll track him wherever he goes, unless he takes it off. Of course, that could happen too. I mean, it is AB. You don't know what happens,
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, scissors exist and private planes exist.
Right.
Like, you could bounce out to somewhere that doesn't extradite people.
The dude extradited himself and went to Dubai. Obviously, you got some kind of money if you're going to go there and just chill.
Well,
Dubai is not a cheap city.
It's not. He also did. He was doing like appearances and stuff there, so he was still making money while he was there. But like, you got to be doing something dumb for Dubai to want to get rid of you, also, right? Because they don't just freely extradite people from there. So they had to have been like, yeah, you're kind of annoying, dude. You should probably get up out of here. So but it wouldn't shock me for a $25K bond, which you're only spending like $5,000 on anyway, right? It's not like you pay the whole thing. That's what you go to bail bonds for, right? It's a percentage.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
He's probably like $5,000 into being free. 30-cent scissors will take that thing off. And then, you charter a plane to any other country that's close and then fly commercially out. And, there's plenty of countries that don't extradite. Like, I feel like this was a easy opportunity for AB to bounce out. Now, I don't know if he does, but he's crazy enough you could see him doing it. Like, if I saw a headline that was like, Antonio Brown's running from the cops and, now he's overseas, to be like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Like,
it wouldn't be surprising news, put it to that.
Not at all. In fact, if I heard that he stayed and went to jail, I'd be like, oh, I mean, that's curious. Like,
our resident lawyer to be Sonia, she pointed out that Saudi Arabia, Dubai is one of the cities that have an extradition agreement with the United States. So if the United States wants somebody, they're going to come get them, and they're going to allow them to come get them. So it doesn't, since they have that agreement, that's the reason. I don't think he actually knew that, which is weird, because if he didn't know that, that means his lawyer wasn't doing his job, because he's going to say something to him about that. They go to a country that doesn't have that rule. How about that?
And there's plenty of them. So it's not like it's not like there's one obscure country to go to. Like there's quite a few of them that are not big fans of the US and will give them the middle finger the whole way. Yep. So yeah, I don't know. I thought it was interesting. And I know that Dubai has the extradition agreement, but they don't necessarily always abide by it, right? They're just like, oh, we don't know where he is, right? Whereas this one, they're like, yeah, no, you're dumb. You should get out of our country. Like,
I think it all has to do with how much potential he has for the country itself, instead, or for the city itself, and not, the dumb stuff that he's got. His charges carry a potential 15-year prison sentence if he gets charged with it, and a $10,000 fine if he's convicted. So he attempts to kill somebody, he gets 15 years and a $10,000 fine.
How is that?
Well,
only
his fine is half of his damn bail.
Like, but how is that? How is it only a $10,000 fine? Like that doesn't make any sense. I mean, you feel like attempted murder probably should have an extra zero, right? At least.
Mm-hmm. Knowing Antonio Brown, that's probably exactly what happened. He didn't listen to his lawyers, probably didn't tell him that. And, Antonio Brown's a big baller shot caller. He likes to live up that life, and he could have went to Dubai as like, balling out. Yep. So even if he was getting, even if he's getting paid, he's going to try to ball out. And he wants to have freedom. Well, dude, when you go to a country that has no extradition rules, that's probably a country that's not Dubai. It's probably somewhere in South America or something like that. You never know, but he could have made a better decision on that whole thing in the first place. All right. So we got some NFL coming up this weekend that are some good games on the slate. Yes. One of the two top games are going to be the Seattle Seahawks and the LA Rams at LA. And then the Detroit Lions at Philadelphia.
We get them back to back too.
Yeah,
that's great. That's what's great about it. You're going to have 6 hours of like awesome football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Bo. Has Pags said anything about this game?
No. Well, so he hasn't been on the show. He was at the game Monday night. But of course, we didn't, we talked about cows and cheese and stuff, which was weird because we didn't talk about that game, considering he was in Wisconsin for that game. But he hasn't been on the show since. So no, we haven't previewed it, but this should be a fantastic game. Really, both of those. which is a good thing that we're going to get 6 hours of awesome football to wrap up Sunday, because Monday is about to be the biggest clunker ever. Cowboys versus the Raiders. Like, what are we doing? Why is that prime time? Why wasn't the Seattle game flexed into? Now, I know they don't flex this early in the season, but they should have. Like, you could have known a month ago that this game is going to be terrible.
And I don't know. Was it potential on potential? I don't have.
Well, so they don't actually start flexing games until week 13, I believe.
Right.
It's 12 or 13, something like that. And so at week 11, you're too early no matter what. But
yeah,
I feel like they should probably maybe bump that up a little bit. Like maybe at week 8, they can start flexing games.
Exactly. Halfway point.
Yeah. Like you can kind of see which teams are for real, which ones aren't. At a minimum, it should have been, week 10, right? Because you had the trade deadline. So they should have started last week. Like, oh, all these teams that punted all their players probably don't need to be in prime time.
Saints.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, Saints, Jets. I understand the Jets won, but they didn't need to be. The Dolphins probably don't need to be. Also a team that decided to win randomly, but Tennessee certainly doesn't need to be in prime time. Those kind of things. Or if they are, they should be on Thursday because they require that game to suck. And so, they're like, oh, you have one win. Cool. Thursday night. That's for you.
Thursday night suck bowl. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in the news, of course, Brian DeBoer got fired as coach in the middle of the week here. Do you think his GM is going to be following? And the GM's going to be following pretty soon.
No,
probably at the end of the season.
Probably at the end of the season. Yeah, I would say. I know they evaluated both of them separately, and obviously the GM has he's made some pretty good moves, man. I mean, you really, with the opportunity that you were given, say for instance, you got your quarterback in his last draft, and you got your a key piece on your defense,
and you're
right at the top, and you got a decent running back. So it was a great draft for them. Just didn't work out the way you would think it would work out. And I think Dayball is just different. I mean, he was in his fourth season, and he only had one winning season. It's lost a lot of games. It was 21-48, I think, a record or something like that, somewhere around there. And it just didn't look like it was. I mean, he looked desperate too throughout the season. Obviously, he took Russell out. He put Jackson Dart in, and even the whole concussion protocol situation, that was a debacle. You can tell. I mean, and then the blown leads in those games. That's just really like there was the icing on the cake, or a straw that broke the camel's back. And I wouldn't be. I think everybody. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I was like, okay, he's probably going to get fired during the season before the end, because it just doesn't look good. I mean, they're 2-8. They probably could have won some of those games. They could have won. That Denver game, that was a total debacle. Yes, and several games. And I just think that it was just time for a change. And now you got Jameis Winston in as your starter. They're just trying to save face and just try to figure out what they can do with the game until Jackson Dart comes out of concussion protocol.
So I think the thing that's funny there is I really thought Dable should have been fired last year anyway. But it's interesting that they fired him now, because you could see that he was having pretty good chemistry with Dart, right? You thought he was ultimately going to end up getting saved because Dart ends up in concussion protocol. Now, obviously, this is like the third or fourth time he has. So, I mean, clearly he's using him incorrectly anyway. You lose Scatabo, you lose Neighbors. So, I mean, you have all these pieces that are injured. So you thought the amount of injuries might save him for one more year, only because of the chemistry that he had. I think what sealed his fate was Dart goes down and he let Russell Wilson engineer a loss, right? Because they were up 10 with 4 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And Wilson ends up with 4 drive opportunities, has 12 plays for 7 yards. So when you had your first 6 plays, right, fails miserably. And I don't know why you thought Russ was going to be the guy. He wasn't the guy when you had all of your players. That's why he got benched to begin with. So I don't know what you thought he was going to do with all of your stars hurt. But in any event, say you bring him in because he's your QB2, cool, whatever. So he goes 3 and out. The other team scores a touchdown. I'm throwing Winston in because we're already on path to lose here. Let's see if Winston can add a spark. I think the fact that he didn't look at Winston, who's actually making way more money than Russ anyway. And does Winston lose you the game? Yeah, probably. It'll at least be interesting. It won't be a 3 and out. He'll throw a touchdown pass, maybe to you, maybe to them. You have no idea. But at least he's gonna, be out there doing something. Whereas Russ went out there and, I mean, literally it was 4 drives of 3 and out. I think one of them was a 4 and out. But
and to piggyback off what you just said, it would show that you're exhausting all your options.
Yeah.
I mean, to try to salvage something out of this, you already know what you had in Russ. You made a decision, set him down. You had a capable guy that can come in and spell you. I mean, in Jameis Winston. I mean, you saw what he did in Cleveland last year. He won some games he wasn't supposed to win.
Yeah. And
he lost some games that you probably figured like, okay, yeah, he probably wasn't supposed to lose either.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's just.
He'll be over there and he'll eat a W. I don't know. Like, he's a weird dude. So if nothing else, the press conference would have been fun. Like,
like the one he was singing at today.
Yeah.
Because he found out he was a second string quarterback, even though he might start, depending on what Jackson Dart goes through.
I bet he starts.
Oh,
I bet he
starts.
Oh,
you guys didn't see that? He is a starter.
Well, he's listed as the starter as long as Dart doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So realistically, if I'm the Giants now, because now you've already blown it up, right? Like, you've already got rid of your coach. You're going to have an interim guy step in. You got a bunch of guys hurt. I'm not running Dart back out there. We've already had enough tape that shows, hey, he can play football, right? So at this point, I'm going to slow play it. I'm going to let this thing finish with Winston. Because, I mean, why wouldn't you at this point?
Yeah, you might as well. That's what they should have done in the first place.
Yeah.
Don't put Russell out there. I'm sorry. His old ass is not.
So
he's kind of done.
Well, that's my question for you guys. Because this is the way I see it is he played bad enough this year. And then at the end of that game, I don't know that another team gives him a call after this season.
No. I still disagree with that. I think a team still calls him because he's done, but he's done with a team that's. I mean, Russ needs at this juncture of his career, he's got to have talent around him. Well, he can't do it. He can't do what he did because I mean, let's look back at your days in Seattle. Russ didn't have the great talent around him, but Russ was able to elevate. I mean, you had a great defense, but it wasn't just your defense because before Russ got there. That some of those players were there, and Russ still was able to put himself in contention to be MVP-like, and he's got elite numbers to where he was able to play. It's just that he's fallen off because his style of play has a shorter cap window for age. So I mean, he's not gonna be able to do the rollouts and everything like he did. I mean, don't get me wrong, he'll spell it. I mean, because trust me, he did it against Dallas early in the season, throwing for almost 500 yards. Yes, exactly.
We'll have moments.
And so he'll play, but I don't think he'll be a starter somewhere. I think he'll be a backup somewhere.
Yeah,
I think his starting days are over, but like there's a real good chance that he may be kind of just done in general. So, when you look at his last couple of years in Seattle, weren't particularly good, right? He goes to the Broncos. And although his second year there statistically looked all right, if you actually watched the games, it wasn't good, right? So, yeah, his touchdown interception rate looked good, right? He had lower than normal yardage. But when you watched the scoring, it was because his defense put him in positive yardage. Anytime he had to drive the field, they didn't score. They punted, right? Almost all of his scoring drives were around the 50 or shorter. Well, you know who else can do that? Literally every quarterback in the league, right? So then you go to the Steelers, not particularly good, right? He was okay. You go to the Giants, can literally do nothing. Dart comes in with less talent because he ends up getting guys hurt, throwing them hospital balls, and they end up looking better, not necessarily winning a lot, but they look a lot better. He comes back in to finish that out and has 4 drives of 3 and out. I mean, you're not who I'm calling. Like if I'm a GM and I'm looking at the other backups that are around, I'm like, yeah, that's probably not my dude. Because one, players don't buy into his weirdness. That stuff sells if you win, right? But if players think you're phony and you're not at an elite level anymore, they are not listening to you at all. They will listen to your nonsense if you are elevating the game and you're winning games, and like all that stuff sells fine when you win. That whole winning cures all thing. But if they think you're corny, phony, whatever words you want to use, and you're not winning, yeah, they tune out real quick.
Yeah, so, I just don't. Yeah, I'd see him. He'll be a backup somewhere if somebody is desperate enough to call for him.
I think it's that. I think it's that second part. I think it'll be he may not necessarily be on a roster until later in the year, right? Mm-hmm. Like if somebody gets hurt or something like that. Like I could see his career being one of those where he gets called off the couch kind of thing. I could see that a little bit. Desperation moves. Don't get me wrong. Like there's teams like the Titans and stuff that exist. Like he's going to be on a roster. I'm not pretending like they're going to be like, oh yeah, go sell cars somewhere. Like obviously he's probably going to be on a roster, but nobody's expecting him to really do anything moving forward is kind of what I'm looking at.
I like to be as hopeful as James is for him, but I just don't. The dude has been fading since his last 2 years in Seattle, and it's just like a steady decline ever since he's gotten, he's came from there. So, and then I know.
I like I said, I think he probably could be a backup somewhere because the evidence. I don't just like try to shoot shit. Excuse me, crap out of my. You know what? Yes.
Yeah.
Pretend no one heard that. Anybody out there? Pretend you didn't hear that. But
hear what?
Thank you. Yes, but the evidence was there. Like I said, the game against Dallas, that was vintage rush. But I think he can only do that maybe in a spell and in a situation where you have key players. Absolutely, Dallas's defense. But with that said, I mean, anybody should be able to do that, I guess. But
I bet he could have done it against the Bengals. Probably could have done it against the Bengals too.
Yes, but my point in bringing that up though is that he could still play in the spells. I mean, and that's where a backup player should come in for somebody and do something like that with an ideal situation, meaning you have middle league neighbors playing, you have a few other players playing, you have a running game. In a situation where you're trying to lead a team or depend on a guy to elevate other players around you, that like you got Jalen Hyatt. I mean, like I said, DBs are comfortable at their stay at the Hyatt because he's not the guy that's going to, be out there dominating it as a number one wide receiver. So, like I said, at this juncture, he's better as a backup, better suited as a backup. It's just obvious, just from the past few years. But he can still play. I think he can still play. I just think he could play in spells, and it has to be an ideal situation for him.
He needs to go somewhere that has a really good offensive line at this point in his career. He needs a protection, but he needs protection that allows him to move around, right? Because his best passes are still on the move. He just needs that on the move to not being chased. Right. They need that moving pocket.
And that's part of what happened in Denver. That's part of what happened in Denver. That wasn't Sean Payton's MO. He wanted him to run the plays the way he wanted them. And so Sean Payton, I get it. Russ was not the same Russ, but at the same time, Sean Payton, let's not absolve Sean Payton of any wrongdoing, because he definitely played a part in Russ being kicked out of there because they wanted him to take a pay cut.
Yeah, well,
he wouldn't do that.
The biggest thing with Payton is you knew before that even really got finalized, those personalities were not going to work.
Right.
Payton
Absolutely.
is a no nonsense. We're here for football. Do not mess with my program kind of person. And Russ had really evolved into me before we, right? Where I'm going to have an office and the executive level and all this goofiness that he did for Denver. So like you knew before that was going to, I mean, as a Seattle fan, you're like, oh yeah, let's do all of that. Like, got the popcorn ready. Like, I know this is a dumpster fire. So, I mean, it's, but yeah, I mean, you knew soon as they went, oh yeah, we went and got Peyton. I was like, oh, that is not going to work.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, when you're on your second quarterback anyway, you don't really have much chance to go anywhere in the first place because you're on your second quarterback. And I guess somebody would hire him if, in fact, they didn't expect much from him. If they hired him for that and they said, well, I don't expect much from you, bruh, but you're there, you're here. If something happens to our first string quarterback, at least get us a touchdown or two, or try to leave a drive, or whatever the case may be. And again, it is depending on who he has around him at this point in his career. So,
yeah, I mean, if you need to do high knees on an airplane, he's your guy.
and it was asked if there was a chance he chooses to retire. Now, I don't know what he feels he can do in football right now, but
I'm gonna go with no chance.
I'm gonna be like, if my wife is a Grammy Award winning singer, I think I would probably stay at home. You know what I'm saying? Because she's making money.
But hold on, bro. She ain't been Grammy Award winning since the beginning.
Well, not just that, but
she's making money though.
Oh, she's still making money for sure. But like he'll keep playing. Like, she's not doing jujitsu, so he's all right. Like
I don't know with her. Kind of whammy she putting out of him. But anyway, yeah.
No. I was just thinking Giselle, right? So
oh goodness.
Oh yeah. Damn.
So, she's not doing jujitsu, so he can keep working. But no, I don't think there's any chance that I don't think there's any chance that he retires this next year. I think if he starts to become that off the couch guy, I think that's where he does it.
Yeah.
Because then the ego doesn't let you keep playing.
I think that's in his brain though, because the one time when he came out there for the Giants and everybody was booing him, that's got to take a shot to your, that takes a shot to your ego.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody was booing you. They were booing so loud you could hear it on the TV all the way in the back room somewhere. That's
the New York media, man. Our fan base. That's just what it is.
I
mean, you know what you get into when you come there.
Sort of. I mean, that just happened to Bo Nix this week. His own fan base was booing.
I think they were booing the offense in general because they're flat.
No, in fact, fun thing. I have the soundbite for it.
Oh, look at that.
So here you go.
All right.
The Bo Nix one?
Think about some of their reaction, boos and that kind of thing.
Well, I've been booed before and I'll be booed again, so not going to be the last time. It's obviously unfortunate. You don't want your own fans booing you, but, it's part of it.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't think they're going to be – I don't think that plays as big of a – I mean, it might for Russ because he does have that need for I need everyone to like me kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's as big of a deal for him. You know what I mean? Like, it happens. It's part of football. So I don't know.
Year. He's probably in a slump. I mean, just like everybody, most quarterbacks – after defenses have some film on you, you know what I mean? So it's just he's under strong pain, man. It happens.
That was a bad game just overall, but I mean on Russ's end, it happens to all of them. So I don't know that that weighs so much on him, right? Other than his need for everyone to like him kind of thing, but I don't know if that's as big of a deal to those guys.
Well, speaking of everybody needing to love them, we do have 30 and 30 may start the next game. You know what? Let me tell you something. Jameson Wilson, if anything, he is entertainment all the way to the max. Even playing football. I mean, the dude, he's a gunslinger. He don't even care at this point. He just, hey, I saw he was open for like a second, and just because the ball got there 2 seconds later doesn't mean I didn't make the right choice.
I mean, the problem with Winston is I'm not even necessarily sure he saw his own guy open. He, like, some of those throws, he's like, someone's down there.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
Might be my guy, might be your guy. I just saw a helmet, which meant there's a dude down there to catch the ball.
Jameis has to have a hot streak. Once he's on a hot streak, he will light fire. He's like a tale of two. It's like two. Let me see. This is an analogy.
He's Jekyll.
Okay, so Jameis is like a guy that I would liken to be like a flamethrower. He can light up the areas and tear up any type of warfare and just enemies and light them up. But he can also be a person that will walk into a house that's full of gas and light a match.
Many times. Sometimes.
And blow F up.
You know what I mean?
Yes. In the same game. Yes. Like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, I've seen it. And just like, that was just scratching your head. You leave the coach, the fan base, everybody, the owner just scratching their head, like the mascot, like, what the heck just happened here? And so but I mean, that's just what you get. So you just don't know. He's like the box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. That's just what it is.
Yep. Yeah, no, like I forget which game it was, but he had like, I think he had 2 touchdowns and 2 picks, and they were both like pick sixes or something. Like, he had such a ridiculous game. But that was the most Winston game ever, right? Now, this was obviously years ago, but I think it was actually during his 30 and 30 season.
Yep.
But that just is who he is. Like, he's going to sling the rock, and half the time his guy's going to get it, and half the time they're not.
Yeah, I mean,
but he is fun to watch, and he's going to say nothing but craziness.
30 and 30. Yeah, I think there was one game that, like you mentioned there, where he threw 4 touchdowns. Unfortunately, 2 were to his team. The other
he threw 2 pick sixes as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like he is that guy that is an absolute disaster. Like, if he's on your team, you're just like, okay, cool. This is going to be fun to watch no matter how it goes down.
Mm-hmm.
But you go into it knowing we're probably going to lose this game. It's going to be fun, but we're probably going to lose.
Both sides are pulling out popcorn.
Oh,
yeah,
no
right.
question. Yeah.
Yeah. He has, I mean, he is a capable, he's a capable quarterback, but I'm telling you, he doesn't have the finesse that like Stafford does.
Yeah.
A point being that Stafford played Baltimore in the year that they won the Super Bowl, and they went on a road to Baltimore. And Stafford actually put himself in a bad position in that game by throwing 2 pick sixes. I think that was one of he had like 17 interceptions that year. He went to the Super Bowl. But 2 of those pick sixes were, they returned for touchdowns, and Baltimore was up. But at least Stafford has the wherewithal to make sure, hey, you know what? Let's do this a different way. And he won that game. It was a field goal that won the game. Well, it was a return kick for a touchdown that won the game. But he had him in a position to win the game at the end. So, I mean.
So Jameis will do that.
He
does.
I don't know if he's going to figure that out.
Well,
I think he's a different type of.
It's not necessarily that he figures something out. He just happens to have like
luck,
Dory brain when it comes to mistakes, right? Like, he doesn't remember that he threw a pick while he's walking off the field, right? So it does not affect his next drive because that is long gone. Like, he's just, they tell you to forget quick. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone forget about a bad thing that they've done as quick as Jameis Winston does. And it's not an indictment on him. That's great. Because if you throw a pick, like, you just got to move on. I don't think I've ever seen anyone move on quite as quick as he does. Like, he doesn't even go over there and like throw the iPod or toss his helmet. He's just like, why is everybody upset? Like,
I'll get him next time, fellas.
Yeah. So
he just shows everybody the W.
Exactly.
We're gonna get
W's.
He's just eating it knuckle deep. Exactly. You're just like, I mean, I guess cool, man, but yeah, I don't know.
So, in other NFL news, guess what? Justin Tucker is on the loose.
Welcome to the Browns.
There you go. Right? No, we were talking earlier in our
Atlanta.
chat that me and James are in. You should go to Atlanta because Atlanta's always, they're signing a kicker almost every week now because they can't, find a good one.
No, so that's a real answer. Obviously Green Bay could probably entertain the guy too because their guy's hurt. For massage reasons, the Browns make the most sense. Him and
as long as you can deal with his off-field issues and make sure he doesn't go to any massage parlors, he'll be fine.
Yeah, him and Watson can hang out.
They can be great.
They can be each other's alibis. Yeah.
although Justin, Tucker, he doesn't have. I don't know what at least Deshaun had his stuff kind of like on mid-level, low key. Tucker just has his stuff all out there. I was like, wow, dude.
The thing that's funny is he'll definitely get calls, right? Outside of his last year where he had all of this coming out, which, that's going to mess with your head for sure, right? You're going to be less focused. Anybody that says you're not is lying, right? Like if you have that kind of craziness going around, you're just not going to prepare the same because your brain's just not going to be there. That being said, even with the struggles that he had during that season, he's still the most accurate kicker all time. Someone's going to give him a call.
I agree. He has to face the fact that he's probably going to get booed in his home stadium. Wherever he's at. Yeah.
And we have solved the whole Payne versus Brown controversy about Payne basically punching the hell out of him on St. Brown.
Yeah. In fact, I got that video for you.
Oh, got another one. All right.
This is that video. You get to see both hits.
All right.
That we got in a little scuffle.
You saw St. Brown hit Duran?
Yeah, for sure.
Gave him that too.
And they did too. There was some bullshit, back and forth, whatever, this and that, and the other. And then, we end up scoring. And, I go up to him. I say a little something, nothing crazy. And then he decides to swing on me. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, he didn't want to mention the fact that 2 plays prior, he socked him in the face. But,
he did mention that. In fact, on his podcast, the St. Brown brothers, he mentioned that, they had scuffle going on in the 2 plays beforehand. What happened was he got cleaned up by a cornerback. He got planted on his back. And as he was coming up, Payne bumped him. So he pushed Payne. It was like it's like a 5th grade, schoolyard thing going on. So then Payne pushed him back, and then he said, I didn't mean to swing at his face. I just wanted to push him, but I hit him, and that was wrong. I shouldn't have never done that.
He's like, accident.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to swing face.
Yeah. Considering both of those, Amon's really was like, whereas Payne was like, yeah, I'm going to knock you the F out.
To be fair, Amon's giving up 100 pounds on the dude, too.
Yeah.
At the same time, bro, don't come back at anybody else without having your arms guarding your face, especially after you don't care how soft the attempt was. It was still an attempt. That's like you taking a knife and you're like, you still swung a knife at me, man.
Yeah,
like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Then he said he had grabbed his Payne had grabbed his face mask and was like shaking him. So that's where it stemmed from. And then he was talking about how he when he got hit, he said, yeah, I don't think I want to start a fight with this guy. He's like 300 pounds. I'm not doing that. I'm not getting cleaned up on this field. Hell no. So he admitted that too. He said, mine is a smart guy. So he knows what's going on out there. But Then his brother was talking about if you saw that video where Payne punched him, the first thing he does is what does he do? He guards his gems. He didn't put his hands up. He put his hands by his gems. Like,
well, you're wearing a helmet. Like you don't need to guard that much. Like I always thought fights on the football field were dumb anyway. Even when I played, I'm like, you're literally punching someone in the helmet. You're more likely to break your hand than to hurt the dude.
Right.
But I mean, at the same time, him saying that he didn't mean to swing. I got in a lot of fights as a kid. 0 times did I throw a punch I didn't mean to throw one.
Well, I don't think he didn't say he didn't mean to swing. He just didn't mean to hit him in the face. That was what it was. I think he said he meant to hit him. Just hit him.
Where else you swinging? You're like, let me hit you in a shoulder pad.
Hey, I'm just the messenger. I'm just delivering what he said. That's all.
You do know how dumb that sounds, though, right?
I mean, just come clean and just say, or don't say anything at all. Don't interview. Don't talk about it. Just like because it's gonna sound crazy to say that.
Especially
because on top of that, then you incriminated yourself on your own show. So now you're definitely getting a fine now if you didn't get one before.
That's
almost like OJ situation. Like if I was gonna do it, this is what I really would have. This is what I would have done. Like, I mean, come on, man. Just don't say anything.
No. You didn't get a flag in the moment. You know, it took people like me digging to go get, because you were like, what exactly spurred this? Because nobody just hauls off and like loads up to blast somebody just out of the blue, right? Like something had to happen. So then you're kind of scanning and you're like, oh, well, I mean, he punched him in the face. So, I mean, yeah. So for you to go on a podcast and be like, oh yeah, well, I mean, I kind of punched him in the face. Like, well, dude, he just got suspended. So not only are you going to get a fine for sure, right? Because you just admitted that you did it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
now you're looking at, do they suspend you too? Just, trying to make it even.
For clarification, Bo, can we get a glimpse of that video once more, please?
Of course. It's still up there.
Okay.
For that, we got in a little scuffle.
You saw St. Brown hit Duran.
In fact, here, we'll even do it in slow-mo.
Scuffle.
You saw St. Brown hit Duran.
Hit the wrong button.
Yeah, for sure.
So shimmy.
That shove, even that was like get out of my face. What are you doing? Like that's a shove. I don't know if that's soft or not. That's just he's just trying to push a big 300-pound guy.
That's what his intention was. He was trying to shove him.
So, I'm cool with that until you see right here. You see his head turn and his fist is past his helmet. So that's not
for sure. And they did too.
Did this.
There was some bullshit, back and forth, whatever, this and that, the other. And then, we end up scoring. And I go up to him. I say a little something, nothing crazy. And then he decides to swing on me. So, I mean, it is what it is.
When he covers up his stuff, I was like, okay, he's hitting your face. He ain't hitting you in the nuts, man. What?
But he knew that was coming. He knew something was coming.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he braced.
Yeah, no,
you knew was braced too. If a 300-pound guy was coming toward me full of anger, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, when you look at the first part of that on Amon's side, like you see his fist is still kind of closed past his helmet. That's not a get out of my face. Because I've done both of them. Like I can tell you, this is very different than that.
I saw a lion versus not a commander, but a bear. That dude is
right. Yeah. But at the end of the day, he's going to get a fine. I'm sure it'll be somewhere in the $50,000 range. He's not going to get a suspension because it wasn't caught in the moment, right? So
he did that in front of like 2 referees too. That was the first initial contact was in front of like 2 refs. One was actually just looking right at it because he went in there to break up the whole situation, but he was looking right at it. So if he didn't call a penalty on it, I mean,
was it Deron Payne that hit the ref? Who hit the ref?
No, that was
different.
That was
game. Same game though. Like it was a
same
weird
game. Yeah.
Same game. Yeah, they were all trying to go nuts in that game. The Commanders were. Kinlaw came over there.
It was Kinlaw.
And it got in Goff's face, and Goff just said, "You come over here and talk all the stuff you want. Look at the scoreboard."
Well,
whatever.
And you could
You'll
tell.
go back and you ain't even got a sack this year. Shut up and go sit down somewhere.
Mm.
Probably.
Yeah,
that's
that
probably
was
when he
just
came over there and
stupid.
said, "I almost got you. I almost got you." Dude,
Totally stupid. That's stupid. If anything, that was very stupid. And the refs turned around, shot, and all you see was the big flag going right in the air. Like what?
Yep. He almost got him, and instead he got. Go sit down, big guy.
Right.
Now, obviously, he wasn't trying to hit the guy, but incidental contact is what it is. You can't touch a ref.
Right. Yep. Definitely can't touch a ref. And that was like one of the heat of the moment. And that was the whole, and that was the same play, actually, wasn't it? Where Amon got clocked by Payne, but it was after that touchdown, and they were all unpiling, and that's when all that confusion happened. And I think that's the same play. I think it was the same touchdown. It was the same.
I thought it was a couple plays the opposite side of it. Like that section right there was such a just bizarre sequence.
Buster.
Like there was 5 or 6 plays in a row that you're just like, what is going on right now?
Now, I know we don't like to take things in a political view, but what did you think about Trump's little thing on there? You don't have to be political, but
I mean, in regard to the dancing,
I'm listening to what he's saying, and I'm like,
oh, okay. I didn't have the audio on.
Oh, thank God you didn't.
Yeah,
I should have turned mine off too.
To be fair, I watch a lot of games without the audio.
Yeah. Did you watch it with the audio?
What did he say? No, I didn't even watch it. I'll be honest with you. When I watched it, what did he say?
They were talking about they were having him call a play.
Oh man, I wish I would have listened to it now, because that had to have sucked.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible. And of course, he has to put everything on extra mode. Oh yeah, his billions and zillions of people. I was like, come on, Trump. Come on, man. Ooh. I give him credit, though. He's the first president that caught a game in the last 40 years. I give it to him, because he did show up for that. And it was just before Veterans Day. So, that was cool. I understand that part of it. But I don't know how to say this without insulting people, but when you sit there and you're explaining something like a 2-year-old, or you're talking like a 2-year-old, the two guys, and these guys are like, they're going to be all on his, because, he's the president and he's in a booth with them. So, they're not going to be like, man, what are you talking about? That kind of stuff. They were like, yeah, that's great, Mr. President. That was a great call. Yeah, I'll slap all of you.
It's going to be bigly open over there. Yeah. No, it's.
Yeah, it was just something.
I wish I would have heard that. I wish I would have heard that, because it had to have been terrible.
It was horrendous.
I'm going to have to go back and listen to that.
It was horrendous, man. I was like, yeah, this is part of entertainment that you should not be involved with. He talked about he was a tight end in college. I think he was a tight end in college. I don't know what the hell he was. He played football.
Who did?
Trump said he played football and he was a tight end.
That's hard to imagine.
Yeah. But anyway,
because even when he was younger, he wasn't exactly like a guy you thought was like super fit.
Right.
No.
But then, who's going to fact check that?
So, like, based on his height, because he's like 6'2" or something, right? So, I mean, like,
who's fact checking that one?
Like, feasibly could have been, I guess. I'm assuming it wasn't D1. It was like, D45. But
how do you know he went to college? I thought, because he got handed the keys to the Bentley, he didn't have to do all that, but whatever. College games this week for the top 12 teams that are bidding for playoffs. If I can get to it here. Yeah, there we go. So let's see. teams on the, let's see, Michigan's playing Northwestern. Texas is playing. We got crappy games this week too, I see.
No, Texas playing Georgia, right?
Yeah,
Notre Dame is playing Pitt.
There should be a couple of pretty good games, actually.
Yeah.
Is it Texas playing Georgia? Texas playing Georgia, yeah.
Iowa's playing USC. That's not even in the top 12. Oh, Oklahoma is playing Alabama.
Alabama, yeah, that's a good game too. Both those games, the Texas, Georgia, and the Alabama, Oklahoma game.
Yeah, Notre Dame Pitt should be good.
Yeah,
that should be a good game. No, like there should be some solid games this week. Texas Georgia is going to be the best one. Like that'll be the game of the week.
So to me, the top team right now, I think that's kind of underrated because they're not number one, but Texas A&M. Yeah. Everybody's not really talking about them. Texas A&M has shown game in and game out this season that they are formidable and they are scary. You don't want to see them. And they're still ranked number 3, right? They're ranked 3.
Yep.
Well, and it's funny because they didn't get love last year either. And they were a good team last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know, there's just some about A&M. They could be decimating the league, and people be like, "Who?" Like, you're just like, do you only watch if it's a big name school? Is that what we're doing? Because I mean, if you're watching good football, like A&M's been playing really good, and not just this year. I mean, they looked good last year. They had some tough losses last year, but they were a good team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to play to that they're not. Nobody knows them. I mean, it's Texas A&M. They're the Aggies. I mean, you know.
No, but they act like it. That's the thing. Is when you listen to the commentators, you will talk about all of the 25, and when they do randomly touch on A&M, it's for like a half a second. You would think they were the 25th team in the top 25. They're like, oh yeah. I mean, they're here, not third.
Yeah, they're taking on South Carolina this weekend, so that should be 10-0.
I mean, you're hearing about Alabama and Georgia and Oregon, all way more than A&M.
Right.
Yeah, and that's again, I hate to keep keying on this point because then people say, "Well, you're a Michigan fan," but I think Ohio State shouldn't be number one. I just don't. I think they are a good team. I'm not saying they're not a good team. But the point of the matter is I think Indiana has done more to impress me than Ohio State has.
Okay.
And Texas A&M.
I was like, I'm curious how crazy you're going with this. Be like, not even the top 25. Like, get them out of here.
Oh, no, I'm not. Hey, the two that are 2 and 3, I think they're better than Ohio State.
Right. No,
I'm not trying to say Michigan is better than Ohio State. That's a lie. Or any, Alabama might be better than Ohio State. I don't think that's happening either. But
no. I was just curious how crazy you were getting. But no, I'm with you. Indiana's looked fantastic.
They had a tough outing in their last game, but they showed resolve in winning the game. That's just what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to win games tough, even if it's a tough game. They went against Penn State. Penn State showed that they battled with them, but they showed the resolve. I mean, the games like that, Indiana didn't win last year. And then particularly they didn't win against Ohio State. So that's going to be the game that's going to say they got for them to get over the top. If they meet up in the playoffs, they got to beat Ohio State to go further. Everything runs through the champion. Like you say, B, if you're the champion, you got to give them their props. And Ohio State, they're the reigning champs and they showing like even better than last year.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's that adage, right? You got to be the best, you got to beat the best. And so now Ohio State's beatable. I understand they're undefeated, but they're beatable. Like when you watch
that Texas game showed that in the beginning. The first that Texas game showed that.
I mean, here against the Huskies in Washington, right? Like that was a game. If they didn't decide to just play the most vanilla ball ever at the goal line, that's a different game because Washington was able to move the ball. They're not a ranked team. They're a good team, but they're not ranked. So I mean, Ohio State's beatable. So if they do ultimately meet head to head, that's going to be a great game.
I think if it serves me, I think they do play in. They might play for the Big Ten championship.
They would have to, yes.
Yeah. So that'll be the first meeting.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
the
sure
thing is,
even if Ohio State or Indiana loses that game, they're still going to be in a playoff somehow. So
that's the thing, is both those teams go to the playoffs either way. Like, there's no way they're leaving one of those teams out, because as it sits today, one of those teams probably going undefeated, and the other one will have lost to the other one. Right. So like both those teams are probably getting in.
Unless it's A&M. All right, but this will conclude this show for this evening. I hope everybody has a great rest of your evening, afternoon for Bo.
Yeah, it's still early for me.
The visual is just it keeps coming to me, Bo.
Yeah, it's only 4. It's only 4.
Yeah, it's only 4 there. Yeah, it's not even dinner time yet. And everybody enjoy your football for the weekend. Also, remember, we got NBA basketball, we got college basketball, we got college football, we got hockey. Man, this is the best time to be a sports fan, let me tell you. A lot of sports. So get in where you fit in and watch what you like. And everybody have a great rest of your day. Peace.